So without further ado, I want to welcome Charu. Thank you so much for joining me. How are you doing?
For having me. All good. I'm doing
100%.
pretty well.
Yeah, so we didn't talk much yet, but I chose you because you were one of the students that I've had for since a while, because I've only done this for it's about 3 years now. I've been like helping people do the real estate stuff. And so you were one of the students that was like super engaged and always like studying. And even till now, I think you're still one of the students that like studied like a lot, and you passed the courses quite fast as well.
I mean, I think I did all my courses in just one go. I never
Yeah.
never failed in any of the exams. So I think I kind of did okay.
That's I don't even have that track record. That's pretty good. Okay,
Yeah.
but give us a little bit of background. So what have you been doing in real estate? What's your kind of basic journey like?
Okay, so if I talk about myself, so let me just give you a little bit brief that currently I'm with Cosmopolitan Realty. I'm a full-time realtor. I do residential and commercial.
Mhm.
And if I talk about my journey, I would say I try my best to be, try to stay consistent and disciplined for whatever I'm doing, and then continuously learning every single day for myself and for my clients out there. It's the journey, it's never easy to begin with, right? It's always a roller coaster from wherever you start and whatever is the goal. So I think it's all about holding the patience, right? So yeah.
Okay. Okay, yeah. And so tell me what inspired you to actually get your license anyways?
I would say that I was always drawn to real estate myself as a realtor, as an investor, sorry. And I really believe that the real estate is not just about buying and selling only, right? We have to make sure that people are having good experiences. And I really wanted to be one of the person who really help clients to make the biggest decisions because it's one of the biggest investments. So you really have to be out there and help people, and I always felt that maybe I'm the person who's really able to help people out there to make those decisions and make sure they are having a nice stress-free experience, and it should be seamless. So because I've also had experiences in the past where the realtors were, they didn't even know what they were doing. So I want to
Mm.
stand out different, and I was always, connected to real estate as an investor first, and then I started this journey, took my license, and then that's kind of how it flowed.
Okay, so talk to me about the investment part. So you were an investor for like how many years? Like how big was your
I would say
portfolio?
just a few years, but then in my journey, I never really came across a person uh, because I live in Scarborough, right? I never came
Okay.
across a person who's really professional and up to the mark and they know what they're doing. Most of the people, they were just random, and they used to send me listings. But they have to make sure that the person who's really connected with you is he's coming up to you with an emotions and with certain expectations, right? So
Mhm.
it's always about the transaction. The emotion has to be there, and you really need to be out there for your clients. So I never really had that kind of experience. So I wanted to make sure that at least people I am helping, at least they are having all those good experiences. And honestly, so far, people, I don't want to brag about it, but people really love what I'm doing. And
Yeah.
till date, connected with them, right? So I'm getting good reviews, getting good referrals. So it's all about staying connected, be nice to them, be calm. So from an investor to this journey, it's been just a few years, but I would say now that I'm a realtor, it kind of makes me stand out differently for them.
Okay, and you just told me like a minute ago, but for the viewers, so like when did you start your journey at Humber? When did you finish and how long you've been licensed since then?
Okay, so I got my license in October 2023. Before that, I think I started in the month of December 2022, where I started my course because I was also working full time
Mhm.
as an admin assistant with one of the real estate teams itself. So I kind of had the gist of what I am going to do. I never
Mhm.
wanted to do a job, but then at the same time, while I was working with the team, I was supporting them with the admin and marketing stuff, which kind of helped me to grow at the same time because I was having the live I would say experiences with them in certain transactions. But
Mhm.
while at the same time I think I stepped into real estate industry not as a licensed person but as an unlicensed person in 2021. I was working with one of the commercial brokerages. There was one of the commercial brokers who really helped me grow, made me learn. I used to shadow her. And at the same time, I pursued my course with Humber, I believe in 2021 somewhere. And that's it kind of stretched. It really it took me too much time to go through the courses when I was on course one and I was delaying, I was procrastinating. I was like, I really have to push this, but I really need someone. And then honestly, I came across, this Facebook group that you had, and
Hmm.
everyone was really appreciating your work. And I really wanted to see then if that's something I'm able to do it, because I remember I reached out to you in January 2023, where I
Hmm.
was on my course too. So
Yeah.
that's the time I told you that, I have to take my flight to India and I have to go for my vacation. But this course too is really lengthy and
Yeah.
I have to pass it. Please make sure you get me through it. And I remember we did, I think, 3, 4 session, I believe, maybe some
Yeah.
sessions and maybe some group sessions. And when I passed, I'm like, you know what? This is amazing. I have to continue doing, because it was all so much, like it was too lengthy. It was
Hmm.
overwhelming for me to go through all of these modules, which was some of the things which are not even that kind of important, but you have to go through it, right, to understand the concept. So it
Yeah.
was a journey, but now I feel that I really took a right decision at the time, which because I was procrastinating, and then you kind of gave me those structures to really plan and learn things in a way very nice and precise, up to the mark, questions and answers. Here we go. And that kind of helped me, make my journey a little easier to, pass my course, and I can, go out there in person and do my transaction by myself.
Hmm. So you
Yeah.
said that you were actually procrastinating C1 for a while before you actually,
That's because the courses, the modules the Humber College give you, it's like
yeah,
much, right? You have to
yeah,
go through all the modules until you like do the clicks, and then you
yeah.
have to go through that, and they won't let you go to the other module unless you have the
Hmm.
printouts of the copies. I generally, before I met you, and even I what I used to do, I used to print out all the modules they used to give me, and I've
Oh
taken,
my God.
and I still have those notes, trust me, and I can show it to anyone. I used to mark and I used to write, make
All the
my notes,
slides and everything.
every single thing, because
Oh my
I
God.
wanted to have a deep understanding. But then when I, kind of met you, and I realized, what, everything can be done in a very nice, structured way. You really don't have to go through everything, because so
Yeah.
much of the stuff, it's pretty basic, and I think everyone knows it. So you really have to learn what's important, especially the theoretical part, so that you can push those more, like, pass the courses and really be out there in the world, on the ground, up and running.
Hmm. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, I mean, like, that's a problem a lot of people face, I think, like with C1 and C2, especially C2, because so long, and then you have like so many modules to go through, and like you said, like a lot of it's simple, but it takes
Yeah.
time to get through it and learn, and you don't know what the exam is like. And I'll tell you now because I've been doing it for even after a while, because since we last chatted maybe like a year ago or something, right?
Yeah.
Exams have gotten harder and they increased the
Oh,
fees since then. Yeah, I'm telling you, you got out on a good time.
yeah. Okay,
Um,
that's good for me.
yeah, okay, so yeah, we I think met around C2 and we actually kind of started working on it, and then I think we did C3 and C4 as well, right?
Yeah,
I remember you got through those really quick because I
I did.
think we,
I just wanted, because honestly, for my
yeah.
course one, I stretched it, I procrastinated it for too long, and that
Mm,
kind of tested my patience. Because after my work, after 8 to 10 hours of my work with the brokerage, I used to come home and sit down every single day, and it
mm,
was all I would say scattered so much that I really have wanted to have a structured way of my everyday routine that I'm giving to, in my learning my courses, right? I really wanted to understand deeply the concept, but then it was so much. And but after, like when we started to, put together everything, it was so professional. It was so up to the mark. The questions, the modules, it was, for me, it was seamless, and I really wanted to pass through it. Like, you know what, I'm done, and I really want to be on the
yeah,
ground. I'm so done with these courses. So I just
yeah.
wanted to wrap it up as soon as possible, finish everything, because I was so motivated at the time. And maybe because of that, I give my best, and maybe I was able to pass the courses in one go.
Yeah, yeah. So okay, so tell me about that because even though I'm obviously helping and it cut down a lot of the information and it makes it systematic. Still, you're the one doing the work, right? And every student that I have, even until now, they have different ways to study and they all do
Yeah.
slightly different. Some will pass right after, some will take another week or two. So,
Yeah.
what did you do to pass it so quick after we finish our sessions?
Hmm.
And you know, what exactly? I mean, I guess you were motivated to do it really fast, but I guess we'll stick with that. What made you? What was the kind of thing that you did to study so fast? Pass these exams so fast.
Well, I would say I'm a person who is not good in um, cramming, I would say. My
Okay.
thing is to understand the concept. I pick one topic. For example, you give me, let's say we had discussion on 2 or 3 topics on that day. I would do all my research and make sure that I am having a deep understanding, right? What I used to do was I used to make my own notes even after that, maybe a little less than what I used to do because it was all scattered earlier. But when you gave me the notes, when we had those questions and answers in the same sheet, I was very clear. It was for me, I don't know how to put it that way. I used to understand the concepts instead of learning, and that kind of really helped me pass my courses easily because and see, I really feel like people who, I guess who are failing because the reason is when they get the twisted question, they forget
Mhm.
it. They
Yeah.
give the same answer. If you're understanding the concept very clearly and deeply, because if honestly for me, and maybe I'm passionate and maybe I just love it so much that I go and dig deep into it. But I think it's the clear and one answer to it. No, don't cram, instead just have it understand the concept very clearly. It really helps you and takes you a long way. It's not just about passing the courses. It's going to help you when you're out and done, right? So that's the
Mhm.
thing. And I think um practicing your courses with the mock exams and some of the case studies, the real life examples, because I remember at that time I was also going through the chats that's been happening, what the realtors are doing, and
Mhm.
also maybe, what mistakes they are doing. So that kind of helps you take the right decisions in your course, right?
Yeah, no, that's some great tips. I think this is what I try to teach with all the students. Like as much as I give practice questions as well, like big part of our sessions was mainly just the concepts, right? Because
Yeah.
like you said, so many people today come to me and they just like do pass it, and you do question after question, and then you memorize, and then obviously the exam's
And then
different.
you mess out. Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
And that
So
is it.
okay.
People don't understand the twisted question because they learn memorize something else, and on the exam they see something else, and they're like, "I did not
Yeah.
study that. What is that?" But if you understand the concept, you would know. Oh, it's they're asking the other way around, but the answer is not this, but that. So that's how
Mhm.
you figure out the right answer.
Yeah, and when you were studying, like when you were doing these sessions with, C3, C4, for example, like were you also working full time? And like if
Oh,
you
yes.
recall,
I mean, I
yeah,
worked until I would say last year, October, July. I was working full time.
okay.
And only after that, once I kind of knew that I'm now ready to take things at my own level, I was doing sufficient leases, I would say. That was the time I quit my job. But yes, every single
Oh
day,
wow.
a specific time, like 8 hours in the like before going to my job. I used to work like study for an hour, and after
Mhm.
I used to come, I used to have my dinner and then sit down straight for 3 to 4 hours. Honestly, it's
Wow.
at the end, it's your efforts, right? You are going to teach us the concept, but at the end of the day, it's us who have to really understand what you are making us understand. And then
Hmm.
after preparing my own notes, after doing my own mock tests and stuff, that kinds of really helped me because it's not just the session itself, it's like everything, single thing combined. It kinds of builds, right? So that's going to be really helpful for anyone. Not just the one-off session, it's just everything adds up, right? So it's everything together, your own efforts, your teachings. It's like a teamwork that takes you a long way.
Yeah. And so you mentioned like concepts was primary for you. Was there anything else from the group sessions that stood out that like really, really helped you thought like was really good for you?
I would say the questions people used to bring in the groups, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you are thinking from a different perspective, and the groups, I think the WhatsApp group we made, right? They were having they used to bring their own. questions and concerns. So that was very helpful because everyone kind of made it very engaging for, the learning sessions were fun. I would say was engaging. And I think at the end of the day, you really clearly have to understand the concepts. That's pretty much it from me. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no, 100%. I think that's the probably the two things that help people the most. One
Yeah.
is obviously like the concepts, but the other thing is like when you have people with you, which is kind of the worst part about the Humber course, you kind of have to do solo. And so when you
Yes.
finally have a group, it's like, oh, you're having the same problems I am,
Yes,
you know?
exactly. So you kind of resonate the problems and and the even the learnings and the journey, it becomes fun because before I joined your group, I was only going through, the messages people used to send in the Facebook groups, right? I used to resonate, but at the same time, once you have, once make a like people make a group and study together, it makes a big difference, right? Initially, you feel like, oh, you're all by yourself, you're so overwhelmed. But after that, you
Yeah,
feel like, we are a community, we are all friends, we are on the same boat, we have kind of, same goals which you have to achieve. So it's a teamwork, right? So everyone comes together, they study, they contribute, they learn, they grow, and they pass.
yeah, yeah, 100%. No. And are you still connected with anybody from the
Uh,
groups?
few of them, yes. I'm connected with
Okay.
Jenny. I'm connected with Rohit, Manoj, and few others actually. So we are all connected on
Yeah.
WhatsApp as well as on Instagram and different channels. So yeah, we
That's
are.
awesome. That's so great. You got your like realtor friends for life now.
Yes, it's all about networking at the end of the day. The more people you connect, anyways, you're gonna get more business because everyone is in this journey out there in the market working, and people inspire you how they are making the videos, how they are getting clients. You still are like with those friends of my group, I'm still
Mm,
connected with them. You learn together, you share what they are doing and what you are doing. So that kind of helps you grow and learn every single day.
yeah. And I think that's especially like probably what also helped you get started so quick,
Yeah.
because you were really constantly trying to learn from people.
Yes.
And I think you're also one person to also give advice and share as well. I don't think you're someone who just like takes everything. I think
To
you really like to
myself.
help people.
I'm a person who's like, who takes everyone along with me. Like if I'm going, hold my hand, let's just go together. If I have some
Yeah.
resources I'm able to share, I will do that. Like if I'm not able to help you directly, whatever I'm able to do, I would do that, right? It's not just because if you isolate yourself from everywhere, see, this is not industry to, put yourself in one room. You have to be out there. You have to connect to more people. You have to learn and grow every single day. The more people you meet, the more business you're gonna get. Be it's another realtor, they might help you with some property they might have, right? So you never know. So you
Mhm.
have to be friends with everyone.
And that's like what makes you a good realtor, anyways, right? Being social, being able to talk with people and network and all of that.
Have to be people's person. You have to have those skills to really be out there, be confident, be yourself. There's no such, guidelines or standards that you really have to follow apart from what your brokerage tells you. But you
Yeah.
just have fun in this industry. People are very serious, I've seen. The more fun you
Yeah.
are, the more enjoyable I would say this journey is gonna be. So be yourself, enjoy, and you should be yourself at the end of the day. Honestly, that just compiles every single thing.
Yeah. Okay. So, okay, let me ask you. So you got through the courses, right? You did C4, the Sims. And so, when you got licensed, what was that like? What did it feel like after such a long journey?
Uh, I would say it was rewarding that after all these procrastinations, after all these, you were because I know for a fact that everyone who joined the Humber College, they really want to be out there, right?
Mm,
But what they do is they delay, they keep on delaying their learnings, they keep on delaying their stuff, right? But once I was, out there, when I got my license, I walked away with confidence, with some knowledge that the Humber provided and whatever we learned. That really kind of helped me hit the ground running. That you know what, I'm all set now. I've got my license. I would connect with, the groups, the teams that are already successful. I mean, until today, I shadow my brokers who are into this industry for 20, 25 years. So every
mm,
single day, you have to go with the mindset that, you know what, I mean, even those brokers who are into this industry for almost like 30 years, they're also learning every single day.
yeah.
So you have to be, very, you have to go with that open mind that um, I'm just every single day I'm learning, even though you're making mistakes, make sure you know you're very mindful of that. But when I got my license, I was super happy. I connected with the teams. I interviewed a few brokerages, but I knew at the end of the day, this is the brokerage because I wanted to go into commercials, and I knew that's the brokerage and that's the team. I'm gonna get that mentorship. So you have to go with the open heart and open mind and be flexible, and that's kind of that's until today it's really helping me out.
And what exactly were those most recent months like when you just got licensed, your first kind of few months? What was that like?
The business is not gonna come on the first day. You have to be very patient. You're not gonna
Yeah.
get a list of leads ready out there, who's ready to, you have to be patient. You have to be out there. You have to start to, call people in your contact list that, hey, I'm a realtor. So this journey hasn't been easy until today. Every single day, I reach out to people, right? And that's what you have to do. In my initial months, I remember I'm still doing leases. I was doing leases back then too.
Mm,
I've structured myself in a way that I'm not gonna fetch. I mean, now I've done that, but
yeah.
people come, they inquire, and then you go show the property. It's altogether a different, thing now. You have to put yourself in a very structured way. You have to qualify them and make sure because initially, as soon as I used to get a lead that I used to put on the marketplace, I used to go run show them the property without even qualifying them.
Yeah.
So that kind of wasted a lot of my time. Now I really feel like after having, see, everyone learns in their own different hard way, right? I learned my way. But then there were the brokers who were helping me understand that you really have to qualify certain people. So it took me a few months to understand that, but now I feel
Mm,
like there's a lot of difference for me then and now. More even though I was very organized, very professional, but still I was doing a lot of mistakes. And so many of my mistakes were saved because I think my brokers helped me make the right decision to how to qualify
mhm.
them. Don't go, don't go run and, show the property. You just have to, qualify them, make sure, they're worthy of your time. Because people, I mean, our clients out there waste a lot of your time. They just want you to show the property. So many mistakes that I made, but you learn as you keep on doing it, right? So you have to hold your
Yeah.
patience, a lot of patience, and you have to be calm. The business is not gonna come from day one.
Yeah. And I think that highlights, the importance of like having a really good team or like broker that you choose because
Yeah.
I know a lot of realtors that get stuck with brokerages that they didn't research well enough or they didn't know anybody and they got sold in an interview
Mhm.
and the help that was promised isn't always there, you know?
Yeah. I mean, so many of the brokers or the teams, they promise you the leads. Most of them, they are the stale leads or the cold leads.
Yeah.
And then you, as a agent, as a new agent, you get very excited. Oh, you know what? I've got a list. But even to convert that list, it takes time. It's not going to be like, yo, you know what? They gave me the list. It's not working, and I'm going to change my brokerage because they're not helping me. You also have to try your best to make sure that you are taking that help from them. You have to be out there. You have to go every single day, show them you're motivated because at the end of the day, yes, they're going to give you the business. If still you're not getting it, then maybe you have to do your research very well and make sure that you're in the right group with the right mentors. I've seen the difference. My previous brokerage and this brokerage, it's oh my, it's just they
And
never
what
wanted me to
yeah.
qualify, or sorry, they never wanted me to have the closings by myself because, of course, there's a team split and whatever. But
Mhm.
now, when I came to this brokerage, because I'm learning commercials, everyone told me, no, it's very tough. But when you have the right people, they guide you. You know what? Nothing is tough. You have to be patient. You have to be calm. Go out there, talk to people. So at the end of the day, you have to do your research in a way. You go meet people, you go interview the brokerages and make sure you're in the right hand. No one should be over promising you if they're not able to deliver that. Right? So, yeah.
Mhm. And so you said that you started with a team before, actually.
I did because at the time I was working with them. Like I was working with them as the social media marketing like
Okay.
position.
Yeah.
Right. And also I was taking care of few of their admin tasks.
Mm.
But that was the time I was licensed and I was also working with them. But see, that makes a big difference where I was then because I was working for them and with them. But now I'm independent by myself, but with not with exactly with the team, but with my brokers, I shadow them. It's a huge difference, right? Um, I mean, yeah, it creates a big difference. You have to choose the right people for yourself who really
Mhm.
wants to see you successful. Otherwise, they just want you to work for them, get the leads and get business, and then they're gonna take 50% of the split. That doesn't work like that.
Yeah, no, and it's good that you kind of took that experience, you learned from it,
Yeah.
and then pretty quickly, I would say you actually like, went to another brokerage, which is awesome.
Because I knew that what I wanted.
Yeah,
And as soon as I left that job, because they
yeah.
said if you're working with us, you have to stay connected with our brokerage under our brokerage. So
Hmm.
you cannot work for us and license under a different brokerage.
I see.
But once I made my mind that now I really have to change it, I don't want to work for anyone now. I took the experience. I really appreciate, I'm still grateful for what I've learned from them because everyone is going through, everyone has their own experiences, right?
Hmm.
Uh, but as soon as I left that brokerage, I left the job. Now I came to this brokerage as a full-timer, and now it's been almost 8 months now. I've seen a lot of difference in getting the leads and closing the deals.
Hmm. I think that's the most important part, actually, like how you mentioned the closing rate. Like you can get a lot of leads, and there's a lot of ways to get leads, and a lot of brokerages give you leads, cold leads, stale leads, but really, the key is really increasing your own conversion rate, because then you're
Exactly.
no longer reliant on quantity. You can take 10 and convert five or seven of those
Yeah,
versus only converting two, you know?
right. And
Um,
there are so
yeah.
many, I'd also like to add, there are so many marketing companies, Shiva, that these days, they want you to, that we're gonna give you the leads. Uh,
Hmm.
there are so many companies. I
Have you
think
tested any of those?
I did. I would say don't fall for them, please. All the students, I would really want, because people are wasting money, right?
Yeah.
And they promise you something else and they give you something else. Trust me, they give you garbage leads. It's better that you better go with your brokerage and ask their social media company to promote your stuff on Meta, because these days it's super easy to promote yourself even by boosting your videos on Instagram or Facebook.
Hmm.
And that's my biggest message for everyone out there. Please don't fall for the companies who are giving you, you have to pay us $5,000 a month or 10,000 or whatever a month, and we are gonna give you the leads, or we are here to help as your virtual assistants. They just take money, but they're not really there for you. At the end of the day, it's you, yourself, right? Who's really out there networking and getting those genuine leads. It's a lot of difference.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I know exactly what you're talking about. There's so many people I know as well who still rely on the leads because they don't have the skills or motivation to put themselves on social media and to kind of generate organic leads. And I don't know what your main lead source is, but I think organic still provides kind of the best return in that
I am
sense.
until today, even though I do paid campaigns for some of my listings,
Hmm.
uh, for example, I had one of the business listing that I promoted or one of my sale listing that I promoted. But for example, if I'm doing leases, until today, I rely mainly on my organic stuff because my main source is Facebook Marketplace. Please don't
Hmm.
underestimate it. You're gonna get tons and tons of leads just from one single platform. And Instagram is not gonna give you the leads right away. You have to build the community, you have to build the trust. So Instagram is altogether a different journey. For me, the best source of leads are the Facebook Marketplace, organic. That's
Hmm.
it.
And what are you doing for the organic? Are you just posting your videos, your own kind of
I
posts?
Organic, I mean, I do everything possible. First, whatever the database I have, like for example, in the past year or 2 years,
Yeah.
I've built the database, whatever leads, some of the first-time home buyers, some of the commercial investors, because I got the businesses, right? All that database, I do the email campaigns, I do the email marketing, I have my social media presence everywhere. I borrow some of the listings, for example, be it leases or be it sale or be it commercial. For example, if I have a convenience store for sale from one of the commercial brokers, I will post that. I'm getting those leads from there. So
Hmm.
having social media presence every day, in I mean in this time. It's very important. So you have to make sure you're present at every platform, be it TikTok, even though you're not getting much views. Even me, I don't get much views there, but you have to post consistently because you never know when the algorithm, that, just go flows in
Yeah.
your way, it's gonna boost up. So yeah, just be present everywhere, and also don't underestimate the power of WhatsApp status. Sometimes what's so interesting, trust me,
Yeah.
I sometimes you have a list of contacts. Like for example, you didn't speak to that person for a while, but I've started to get messages from the people whom I did
Mhm.
not I did not save their number, but somehow they had my number, they saw my status, and they are coming to me.
Wow.
Yes, no one talks about
Huge.
WhatsApp status. Trust me.
No.
I've seen the difference because you might be hesitant in calling that person. Maybe it's been like 5 years or whatever. You didn't
Yeah.
speak to them for a while. But trust me, Shivam, Facebook Marketplace, WhatsApp status, they really help you. No one really talks about these two things, which genuinely generates the organic leads for you, especially when you're not willing to put that kind of money out there on your marketing campaigns.
Wow. That's amazing. That's such great advice for new people because
Yes, for sure.
it's
I mean,
always
I'm
like,
just saying people are
yeah.
hesitant to share that because they know, you're gonna also start doing the same thing. But for me, I'm like, please take it, do it because everyone has their own way of doing it. And there's like, yeah, just try these ways. It's gonna be really helpful.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I mean, I think most new people when they come in, because what they're told is to do paid ads or to do traditional door knocking or, to do like hours and hours of calls from dead leads, right? Without even improving skills for the calls or, like things like this. Like so that's an amazing tip. I think that's awesome for a lot of people.
For
But I want to backtrack a little bit because you said that there was a point where you quit your job. And so, first of all, what led you to the point where you felt like, okay, I'm now going to quit my job? And how did that feel? Because obviously, going full-time real estate, I'm assuming is a bit scary as well.
it is. Trust me, even before making that decision, it took me a little while to reach at that point. I was so done. See, I am not saying I'm really grateful for the team where I learned and I was also able to do the job, right?
Mm,
But what I felt, I'm a person who is really not into taking the orders for some reason. I'm who likes to be, out there by myself.
yeah.
I had to get a job for sure because until I know that I'm like, now able to do sufficient leases, that I'm able to take care of my expenses,
Mm,
till the time I wasn't able to make the decision, right? Because people I know in Canada, they have, they're in debt, they have their credits, and you keep on spending so much that sometimes you fall into the trap that you're not able to leave the job. I had to take a risk. Like until I took the risk, I was honestly, for me, managing my clients at the time in the evenings for the showings and preparing the offers after the 8-hour shift, it was too overwhelming for me because I used to
yeah.
get tired. I used to get the shoulder pains, like working in the office 8 hours for the team, and sometimes I had to go out, to put some open house signs for the team and stuff like that because I was also the admin marketing and I have to make sure that everything
Mm,
is very well organized. And after that, in the evening, sometimes from Scarborough, I used to come to Mississauga to do the showings in the evenings in that heavy traffic. And so I was so done and I was so exhausted managing both two things because even my agents, the brokers used to say, you know what, you're so busy with your clients these days that, sometimes I have to answer the call. And sometimes some of your clients are at the bank that they really need you and you have to answer that, but you're sitting in the meeting. So that was kind of a big clash for me. And I said, you know what, anyways, I have to do it down the road. If I try to find a stability, if I'm not able to take the risk at this time, I'm gonna be regretting later on. I don't want to do that. Honestly, what I feel like, if you have your partner or your family there for you, if they're working full time, I think you should take a risk. Maybe it's not working for everyone. I know for a fact that the market is slow, but I kind of prepared my mind. I had to use my savings. I had to use whatever it takes to make me that decision. It wasn't easy. But luckily, from those months, the market was good. It was summers, people were moving. So the leases really kind of saved me, take care of my expenses. At the same time, I was connecting with, some of the leads that my brokerage gave me, the general hot, warm leads. So the only thing is you have to prepare your mind to take that risk before you jump in. If you are able, like if you're even able, like to quite an extent, I think it would be worth it. And you have to hold your patience. And I would say don't go back to your job again, because you're gonna be end up in that loop. You won't
Mm,
be able to come out of it, that you have to pay your bills, you have to take care. I would say if you have your partner, please go for it. It's going to be worth it. And even one of my friends who did the same thing, now she's happy. And even after I left my job, I was happy and I was confident. You know what, it's okay. It's going to test a lot of your patience, but you
yeah.
have to do it. And if you are motivated and passionate, nothing can stop you.
Wow. That's I think that's so inspiring. That's a great message, you know. I think a lot of people they get their license and they're like, you know, this is the message I get the most often. People are like, I'm going to do my job and do this part-time, and then I'll see if it takes off. You know, they're like, I will see, you know, if
It's never gonna.
external factors.
Yes, it's never gonna happen, because you're gonna be in that loop. You won't be ever get out of it, because you would always feel like, you know what, I have to pay my bills, I have to take care of this. Of course, I mean Canada, it's not cheap. Everything here is expenses. You have to pay your car bills, you have to pay everything by yourself, right? But at the end of the day, I think if you're risking it, make sure after you take that step, you are disciplined and consistent enough that you're not going back to your job again, right? So
Mm. And so, what's your opinion on part-time agents?
part-time realtor, it's
Mm.
not gonna help you. Maybe for a while, yes, but you won't be able to manage your clients and your work at the same time, because you have to go do the showings, you have to prepare the offers, and you have to do all this. Honestly, I've cried in front of my mom. You know what, Mom? I'm so done with doing this job, because that was
Yeah.
very real estate itself. If you're doing the job, or if even if you're an agent, it's so stressful. You know that, right? You have to take care from, even if you're listing a property from A to Z, everything you have to do.
Hmm.
So if you're managing two things, two same things, one in a job, like for me, one in a job and one as being your independent, I think it's not gonna line. It's not gonna be helpful, because it won't take you long way. You might as well pay your expenses for a little while, but then trust me, you're gonna stay part-timer for the rest of your life.
Mm. Wow. So you'd recommend that people take the
I
risk,
mean,
they
that's
jump
my
in, and they,
perspective. There could
yeah.
be some people in IT and stuff that, who are, I mean, I know for a fact that even so many people who are the IT professional, they are still able to manage that, or maybe
Mm.
in different industries, they are able to manage that. But for me, it didn't work out. But I would tell people who are really motivated and who really want to do full time, please talk to your partner, please talk to your family who are able to take care of you for some time, so that, once you have the cycle running, once you have those leads coming in, some good clients, because those clients are going to give you the referral. So you have to be a little patient. And yeah, I think you have to hold your patience. I think that's one thing, and it's the key. Otherwise, you're going to just stay there in that loop for life. That's what I've seen for so many people.
Mm. And so how was your first year and a half, in real estate?
I mean, it wasn't easy. It's honestly it's like a coaster every single day, not just my initial years. I think people say that it takes at least 3 years to set up a good business and to really start getting good client base, good leads, and you would know how to do it, what are the things you really. And honestly, the people who are really using the scripts, it's really helpful for them, because you learn a lot in your journey. Initial years were tough. I would say, not qualifying the leads. Now I've been doing that, and there are so many other things that I've learned in my
Mm.
journey. And at the end of the day, you just have to, again, have patience. Don't quit. I've seen people quitting. You know what? It's not working for me. No, it's not working for you because you're not holding the patience. If you hold the patience, if you stay consistent, be consistent and disciplined for 3 years at least, and then say it's not working for you. If you are trying that your level best, I think for what there's one quote I stand by. Shiva, that's really helping me out every day is whatever you want in life, it's already within you.
Hmm.
So if you are complaining about something, ask yourself, did you do your 100%? If you are doubtful about that answer, I think you need to recall that and then see what were you missing, and then give yourself at least 3 years in the business, at least before you either you know, change your industry or whatever. I don't know. But then you need to give this business a time. It's not a one day game.
Yeah, and it sounds like to me like you're talking a lot about not even just, doing the action, but it seems like with you it starts with the mindset.
Yes.
And so what were some of the things that you did to cultivate the winning mindset? Because it sounds like to me like you're talking like a winner, you're talking like somebody who's like, I'm gonna get it done whether, it kind of the cards are dealt nicely or not. So what did you do? What kind of things did you do to kind of get that mindset?
Uh, See, some of the things like I had some personal reasons which kind of gave me that motivation, right? But I would say this mindset, I got it from my dad, to be very honest, because he was also the real estate investor, and he taught me certain things because every parent, they teach you certain things in life, right? How to do business, how you have to be consistent, because we see our parents, they are working every single day, but we in this era, I would say we are so impatient, we want everything quickly, right?
Yeah.
And I've learned those deep things of life and how to do a business from my parents and also from my leaders in this brokerage, because whatever I'm doing, they're always encouraging me, motivating me, and supporting me. They're like, you know what, you're already doing your best, just be yourself, be consistent, be patient, time will come for you. So when I hear those things, that kind of give me the motivation, because when your mentors are right, when your coaches are right, you have that mindset, because every single day when you're sitting with them, you're shadowing them, you're working with them, you get that thing very naturally. And I would say it's the combination of my parents' teachings and also my mentors' teaching. And I'm listening to podcasts every single day. So none of the realtors, got good big transactions, unless it was a COVID time, or big transactions in their first year or second year. All of them, they made the business only after their third year or fourth year. And now, if you talk to these brokers in their like 20 or 20, 30 years in the business, they have a very steady growth, because they set their
Mm.
foundations right. And that's what I've been learning, that my if my foundations are strong, if I'm grounded, every single day I'm patient, I'm consistent, I'm disciplined, it's gonna take me long way. It's okay, I'm not gonna get the my return on investments, I would say, right
Yeah.
away. The amount I paid for my Humber, for my the coaches or my
Yeah.
licenses, like every single year, whatever you pay for, right? So it's not gonna be right away. You have to have those, and that all comes when you're surrounded by the right people. Honestly, it makes a big difference.
And what would you advise to someone just getting into the industry? Like, what can they do to make that sort of environment around them? Because it's kind of hard sometimes to find the people, especially if your family's not supportive, or maybe you just end up with a broker and you're like, oh, it's not the best. What would you advise them?
Um, I would say you really have to find the right people by anyhow. You
Yeah.
be out there, go you should go out there, do the networking. First of all, that's very important. And that's where you're gonna find right people. And push yourself into those groups or in those rooms where, even though, and one thing I learned, and when I was, I'm just recalled one thing that I learned and that really helped me, that if, I don't know, you might have also listened that if you're the smartest person in the room, then you're in the
Yeah,
wrong room, right?
for sure.
I really stand by that. If I'm one of the person that knows nothing in this, I would rather prefer to sit in those conversations, because I know from every single individual, I'm gonna learn something, right? And if you are the new agent, I would suggest please go out there, attend the networking events, because there are so many free events, so many paid events in downtown, in Durham region, anywhere you go, right? All over Ontario, there are so many events you must attend. The more people the meet, and the more
Mm,
people interview, you're gonna really get those right people that kind of see. You should understand that if you're able, if your vibe matches, if your wavelength, if your motivations, if your passion matches with the same individual, it's going to take you a long way. And then the business comes in by itself. You really don't have to find the business. You really have to find the right people. That's what I have learned. Don't fetch clients. Really go for finding the right leaders, right mentors, because
mm,
if you have them, you get the business. If you don't have them, you cannot do everything by yourself as a new agent. Especially when you are, you know, in the business, in the real estate, because there are so many realtors out there. So if you have
yeah,
to stand differently in a group, find the right mentors. Don't find the leads, I would say initially. That's very
yeah.
important.
And, you know, I want to ask you one question.
Yeah,
Was it worth getting your license?
absolutely. I mean, honestly, I feel it opened a lot of opportunities, lots of doors for me, and I wouldn't have done it otherwise. Like, see, once you like when you're doing a job, you get a certain amount as a salary that pays you. You're able to pay your bills, you're able to do the savings, whatever. But this industry, um, it's not a job, right? You are in this industry where the opportunities are endless. Initially, people told me the commercials are tough. You know what? It's so tough. It's so, you won't be, it's not easy. You should start residential. I said, okay, let's start residential, but I'm not going to leave my commercial things behind,
Yeah.
because what I have seen is endless opportunity, Shiva. Trust me. Like, unless you get the license, once you take it, so many doors, so many opportunities, so many transactions you can do. Don't you? I mean, there's no limit to how much you can earn, right?
Mm.
So yeah, I mean, it's definitely worth it, 100%. I mean, otherwise, there's no way you can make good money.
Do you have any regrets?
Sorry.
Do you have any regrets?
Um, I should have done more networking in my initial years, even when I was doing my course. That's what I feel. I do it. That's the only regret, that even though I was with the real estate team, even though I was doing all my best, whatever I could, I feel someone could have told me, someone should have told me that, you should do more networking. I figured this by myself, but I really want to tell all the students who are in this course that, please, don't take these steps once you are licensed. Even, while you're studying, while you're doing your courses, whatever job you're doing, you should still take out time, maybe on the weekends or in the evenings, to go attend more networking events. You're gonna get more business, you're gonna find right people. So that's what I feel. That's the only regret. Otherwise, this industry, you find tons and tons of opportunity. It's like the pool. Like, the more dig you deep, you're gonna find more things and from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 100%. Yeah, and I think again, like I think that's great advice. I think you definitely seem like someone who's, you know, you've made your journey because I remember talking to you from way back when, and I remember you were always nervous, even though you always got the courses done, and you were always like, passing first try. You're always nervous. Um,
Maybe because I always wanted to get those things done super fast. I was nervous because I really want to pass that course so fast
yeah,
that I really want to go on the ground. And I used to get scared, even though I was very confident that I'm going to pass, but still I used to get little nervous that what if I get failed? Oh, I don't want to repeat the course. For that I have to give my best. Otherwise, now, if you like, once I got my license, it makes a huge difference for me. My confidence boosted like anything. Like, it was like, you know what,
yeah.
just bring it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna tell you if I'm
I can
passionate,
see that.
what the passion is about.
Yeah, you're so much like you're almost a different person now. You're so much more confident. I feel like you know who you are, you know what you want to do. And it's awesome. It shows, and I think people probably take that off the energy. They can tell when they work with you.
I'm more than happy to, honestly, off this to guide anyone in person. And this is I feel like a very genuine advice because initially I used to think, will I be able to do because I am very passionate about commercial. Like if you see, I'm repeating that continuously, and I was
Hmm.
scared. Like I want to do that, whether I'm be able to do it or not. It's about like when you surround yourself with those leaders, they change your mindset. They give you that confidence that, everyone started small. Everyone started from zero clients, zero leads, zero business, right?
Yeah.
Nothing, one started from like 100 or millions or whatever. Everyone started zero, so you have to be patient. So yeah, like I'm open to give advice or guidance to anyone, and I'm happy to connect with anyone from your from your students in your community who's willing to join my brokerage or, work with me, get the same energy. Anyone who's motivated,
Yeah.
I'm always open to that.
Yeah. 100%. And so, where can people find you if they want to work with you? What's your handles and
Um,
everything?
I'm always available on my WhatsApp. I can definitely leave the number with you.
Mhm.
You have that already in case someone, and I'm always present on all the social media channels. I'm very active on WhatsApp and my Instagram. I do have all the different social medias as well, but my number is 647-561-1525 in case
We'll
someone
put it
wants.
right there.
Yes, we'll just put it there. So if anyone wants to reach out, please send me a DM. Happy to connect on the Instagram and also on WhatsApp. And yeah, anytime, any questions for the course, for the brokerages, how to find the right one, what the interview questions you should ask them, right? There are so many things. So yeah, we can always sit and discuss and happy to connect with anyone.
Yeah, that is awesome. And before you go, I want to hit you with some five quick rapid fire questions. Okay.
Okay.
You can only give me a one word answer.
Okay.
Okay. Super easy though. So, first question, what is your favorite book?
$1 million real estate agent.
I knew you'd say that.
I don't know
Had to be something
that's
real estate.
I mean, I just love that. That gives you very nice techniques. So yeah.
Yeah, I've read I think it is something very similar, I'll put the link here, but it was something very, very similar, and it kind of went through all of the details for, well, actually, I think I have it right here. It's called the prospecting. I
Mhm.
think I can't even remember the name, but I'll put it in the chat later.
Yeah.
It's I think I have it here. Actually, it's called Fanatical Prospect. This one I'd recommend if you like that one, like I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. So this one's about sales in general, but
Okay.
it goes through a lot of like really good techniques that you mentioned as well, but techniques that aren't like kind of this, oh, pay for ads and all that. It really goes into like, structuring your day and the calls and, you know, setting up the CRM to help you. A lot of cool stuff.
Trust me,
Yeah.
I am using Follow Boss as my CRM, and these days you actually find so many CRMs that they have integrated the AI tools, the chatbots. It's taking to another level. I mean, you cannot go without a CRM these days because it keeps you very well structured and organized with all your leads, with
Yeah.
all their paperwork, their information background. So it helps you, right? It really helps you put together your work for that day and put together your calendar, what you have to do, right? So it's you must like every month one must have um any kind of CRM that they're comfortable using. Yeah, for sure.
100%. Okay. Second question. What is your favorite genre of music or favorite artist?
I would say hip hop.
Really? I didn't take you for a hip hop person.
I mean, sometimes, when you have to get that energy, yes,
Yeah.
I kind of love that. But just I have to go on a showing, like sometimes you feel a little down, but that kinds of gives you a little boost that, you know what? Oh, let's just get it done.
Nice. Okay, what is your favorite podcast? You say you listen to podcasts.
I do. I honestly I don't remember anything, but then there's I can actually leave that in the comment.
Mm,
But there's so many podcasts available on the Spotify for the real estate, and there are so many people who are holding that. But I can definitely share the link with you. I don't remember on top of my head, but there are
yeah,
so many podcasts people should hear on real estate, on the market, and even on the on the political side of it, because people talk about the economy, right? And that really makes a big impact on the market. So you have to keep yourself updated with those news. So yeah,
yeah,
I can
yeah, for
recommend
sure.
for
Yeah, we'll
sure.
put the link in the bottom.
Yeah.
What is your favorite movie?
Ah, I would say it's not a rapid fire though. I'm taking time. I don't remember honestly. Let's see. Eh, there are so many I like from John Wick. Let me
Oh
see.
wow.
Yes, I like that guy. And I don't know. I mean, I forgot. I mean, this is coming in my mind right now. Mm, no movie. Come on. I totally got blank with the movie. I mean, talk about this. I just got lost with what movie I like.
We could take John Wick. I like John Wick. You know, Keanu
Yeah,
Reeves. It's
that
a good movie.
um forget it. I mean, this
Okay. We'll
I
put in the
mean,
link too.
yes. Oh my God. That's so bad. I mean, because honestly, I barely watch movies.
Yeah.
Trust me, I'm not a Netflix person. I know.
Okay.
Yes, I'm not. I don't. I barely watch it. Trust me. I'm the bad person to ask about or recommend anything for the movies. Yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah.
then last one. What is your favorite food?
I like the dumplings, the momos.
Really? Yeah.
Yes, I love that. And the I like the Alfredo pasta. So I'm more into Mexican, Italian, and Indian food.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Wow. That's awesome. So we'll put the links for, her favorite restaurant as well in the
Yes,
in the chat. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me. I mean, it sounds like you're doing great in real estate, and it sounds like you've got really the right mindset to take it really, really far. And I think you've got like the students listening got some great advice from you. So yeah, please connect with Charu. She's awesome. She's going to help you, I'm sure. And if you guys are interested in those tutoring sessions, the group, the private, you guys can message me. I'll put my stuff in the chat. And yeah, I mean, we'll do this again, and we'll see where you are in a few months.
absolutely. Yes, always here for anyone who need any sort of help in real estate, and we can always, help them, guide them because people we understand that, they get overwhelmed. They might have a lot of questions, but yeah, we are here.
Awesome. Okay. All right. Well, see you guys in the next video.
Thank you so much.